Welcome to Rajendra Tandon videos. We take up another verse of Brahmar Geet written by Surdas, who was a 16th century Hindu devotional poet and singer known for his lyrics written in praise of Krishna. The lyrics are written in Braj Bhasha, one of the two literary dialects of Hindi. Surdas was a part of the Bhakti movement spreading across the Indian subcontinent. This movement represented spiritual empowerment of the masses. The corresponding spiritual movement of the masses first happened in South India in the 7th century and spread to North India in the 14th to 17th centuries. Some other poets of the Bhakti movement are Kabir, Tulsidas, and Mirabai. The genesis of Brahmar Geet poems can be traced to Srimad Bhagavad Puran. According to the narration in the Puran, the inhabitants of Braj could not reconcile with the loss of Krishna to Mathura. The depth of their sorrow knew no bounds. To recall the events, Krishna, who had been born to Vasudev and Devaki in a prison cell in Mathura, had been transferred to Yashoda and Nand in Gokul. He was brought up as their child, and as he grew up, he played with the local cowmaids. He became their beloved. He danced with them. He frolicked with them. He played on his flute and mesmerized them with his music. But he had come for a purpose. He was an avatar of Vishnu, according to mythology. And the purpose of his visit was to get rid Bharatvarsha of kings like Kansa. So Krishna went to Mathura to accomplish one of the tasks for which he had come. The gopis felt a pang of sorrow. Krishna sent Uddhav to Braj, where he explained the divinity of Krishna to his parents, Nand and Yashoda. He told them that Krishna was formless, unborn, without a beginning and an end, and omnipresent. He advised them to look for this Krishna rather than the child they had brought up. At this time, the gopis who had assembled to listen to Uddhav, thinking that he had brought some good news for them from Krishna, started taunting him. They called him a Brahmar, a black bee. That is how the name Brahmar Geet, in the particular verse that we are taking up today, the satire, the taunt has been taken up to a higher level. The gopis say, मधुबनिया लोगनी को पति आए, मुख और अंतर्गत औरे पतियां लिखी पटवत है बनाए. ज्यो कोयल सुत काग जियावत भाव भगति भोजन ही खवाए, कुहू कुहाए आए बसंत ऋतु, अंत मिलई कुल अपने जाए. जैसे मधुकर पुहुप बास लई, फेरी न बूझई बात हूँ आए. सूर जहां लो श्याम गात है, 300 क्यों कीजिए लगाए. The gopis are saying that those who are dark complexioned should not be trusted. In today's world, this would have become a scandalous sentence. But well, the poet wrote it. because Krishna was Sham, being an avatar of Vishnu, who himself is Sham, of a dusky sky-like complexion. The gopis are saying, Uddhav, who would trust the people from Mathura? Madhubaniya Logani ko pati aaye. Madhubaniya is Mathura. They are cheats. They have something in their heart, another thing on their tongue. They write letters which are false. They don't intend to act upon them. मुख और अंतर्गत और पतियां लिखी पठवत हैं बनाए. They refer to eggs of the quail bird which are left to be hatched in the nests which are owned by the crows. But as soon as the birds come out of their eggs, the quail takes them away. So the gopis say, our Gopal has been taken away likewise. Kuhu kuhu aaye basant ritu. When the spring has come, the quail has taken away her infants. It's a very interesting simile with quail, its eggs being hatched by crows and being taken away as the spring returns. उद्धव, मथुरा वालों का कौन विश्वास करे? वो बड़े धोखेबाज होते हैं. उनके मुख में कुछ और होता है, मन में कुछ और. कथनी और करनी में अंतर है. झूठी चिट्ठियां लिख लिख भेजते हैं हमारे दिल को दिलासा देने के लिए. कौवा कोयल के बच्चे को प्रेम पूर्वक भोजन खिलाकर जीवित रखता है, प्यार से पोषण करता है, लेकिन बसंत के आते ही कोयल का बच्चा कूकने लगता है और अपने परिवार में जाकर मिल जाता है. फिर कौवे की याद उसे नहीं आती. श्री कृष्ण ने भी हमारे साथ ऐसा ही किया है. बेचारे नंद और यशोदा ने उनका पालन किया. जब बड़े हुए तो जाकर अपने पिता वसुदेव और मां देवकी को मिल गए और नंद यशोदा को भूल गए. भ्रमर आता है, फूलों की सुगंध ग्रहण करता है, फिर उनसे बात भी नहीं पूछता. इसी प्रकार कृष्ण ने भी हमारा प्रेम का रस लेने के बाद हमें कभी याद नहीं किया. गोपियां कहती हैं सूरदास के शब्दों में कि जिनका श्याम वर्ण हो उनसे कभी प्रेम नहीं करना चाहिए. Brahmar Geet is a fabulous combination of Viraha, grief of separation, Gyan and Bhakti. It is a composition in the face of which Gyan takes a back seat. Here the entire logic of yoga accepts defeat. All that remains is absolute devotion, Bhakti and Bhakti alone. Surdas's verses not only reach a pinnacle of emotional content, but are also rated high for a poet's craft. His language is simple, expression spontaneous, and words full of learning. He is rich in imaginative similes and metaphors. हजारी प्रसाद द्विवेदी लिखते हैं, सूरदास जब अपने प्रिय विषय का वर्णन शुरू करते हैं तो अलंकार शास्त्र हाथ जोड़कर उनके पीछे दौड़ता है. उपमाओं की बाढ़ आ जाती है, रूपकों की वर्षा होने लगती है. This verse itself has got more than 3 different images. Surdas is one of the greatest of Hindi poetry. He not only enriched literature with emotion and linguistic excellence, but also pioneered a unique tradition in Krishna Kavya. I stop here today. I'll come to you with another video next time. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for visiting this site.